Hi, I'm Meg Wilding, actor, writer of Game Set Match.
And I'm Jess Arthur, and I'm the director of Game Set Match.
You are. As an actor, I know when I approach a role, I like to see how high I can go, how tall the mountain is, because then we flip it around and the roots have to go just as low.
Yeah.
So I think if we're going to laugh, then the depth has to be there. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's just something I enjoy exploring in my creativity.
The play starts in a really lovely, prestigious tennis club. And you have Meg's character, Ray, is working there. So she's cleaning up the dregs of a wake. Mm-hmm. So a funeral has happened and we're just with Meg, hearing the beautiful lyrebirds outside. Mm-hmm. And then a man walks in and they don't know each other. Mm-mm. And he scares her. Mm-hmm. And from then on, this really unexpected but interesting dialogue between them starts to crack open. Yeah. And I think when I first read the play, I had no idea where it was going. Mm. You're completely sucked into these two people's lives. You want to know more about them as people, but then you want to understand their dynamic because it feels like there's something there that you can't quite put your finger on. So that's what I loved about the opening experience of it. And then, it's feeling, all of a sudden it's starting to feel quite hot. It's feeling like this could actually go somewhere between these two people. And they decide to kick on elsewhere. And, as they kind of go deeper and deeper into figuring out who each other is, stuff starts to reveal itself. So I don't want to give anything away, but basically at the end, you realize that things aren't what you thought they were, but it also gets quite psychological, I think, as well. And there's a beautiful, unexpected but important release at the end of it all as well. Okay, there's two characters in this play. You are playing Ray.
Yes.
And then we've got Rick Davies is playing Joshua.
Mm-hmm. I found myself having two people talk as I was writing, which was a wild thing to happen because I was like, oh no, he says this, she says this, he says this, she says this. So it was like watching tennis in my head, which was one of the themes of the play.
You're also very funny. I don't know if does that come hard to you? Is that hard to write funny or not?
My comedy comes from funny people rather than joke, haha.
Yes.
I think people just being people are funny to me because I think we're all just idiots.
Yeah.
And we're just trying. And I think the way we try sometimes manifests in really silly, funny, cute ways, which I love.
What we've both been challenged by is there's some violence in this, not necessarily always physical, but psychological in a way as well. And I think we really want to not be gratuitous, number one. I think what you found though is there's deep truth and reasoning to everything that happens in this. And I think in a way you're left, as an audience, you're left with this really compelling moral question in a way of how someone deals with pain or violence on whatever level it might be, and how you've brought up before how you heal as well. And I think there's such a fine balance when it comes to the setup, but also the payoff of that and what it leaves you with.
Yeah, I feel like it's more an exploration rather than a lesson.
Exactly.
With that.
Yeah.
Because I don't ever intend to teach people how to heal.
And you also know that you also know that everyone has to kind of come to that themselves as well. Yeah. Yeah.
I don't think there should be any judgment in healing.
Exactly. The challenges I've had is presenting this show in the beautiful intimacy of the Beckett, which I think is a really awesome place for it. But Isla and I designing it has been this really great challenge because you really deeply want it to travel between these 4 different locations that are set up. And so I think we've both been really challenged and pushed creatively and conceptually when it comes to that. I am so excited about what we've actually landed on because like I said before, it does get psychological and you want to, I think whenever I've read this, you really want to land in the real world. Like you want to start it deeply, deeply in the real world. By the end of it, you want it to kind of crack open to this like unexpected expansiveness. So I've been challenged by realizing this conceptually and design-wise in a very satisfying way.
The journey of writing Game, Set, Match has been long. The idea for it was born back in 2017 for the Balnaves Award at Belvoir. It then went to Griffin and found some love there, and then found, I think it's, I don't know, like forever home in Malthouse, where it's grown into something that I hoped it would be, 9 years ago. So it's been a huge journey of many iterations of this play.
Yeah, the first time we crossed paths
Yeah.
was when I was running the Q&A for Blackie Brown, which Meg was in.
Yeah, Blackie Brown by Nakia Louie.
Yeah.
2018.
Incredible play. One of my favourite plays ever. And
Honestly.
then shortly after that, I cast Meg in a new Australian work by Van Banham called Banging Denmark.
Yeah.
Which was a comedy. Yeah, that was really like good. It was a challenging work because the content was quite, about men's rights activists and.
But I think it's so interesting, our kind of journey to this point.
Yes.
Because you go from Blackie Brown, which is revenge.
Yes.
To Banging Denmark, which is all about like miscommunication and men.
Men, yep.
And then what else did we do?
You've assisted me.
Yeah, I assisted direct it.
Yeah.
With Jess on a couple of new works.
Yeah. Meg is incredible with genre. She always says that about herself. She's good with genre, and she really is. She's also a theatre beast. And I'm so excited for you to do this play because number one, you've written it, but number two, I think it really shows the breadth of your talent when it comes to comedy, emotion, language, everything. So yeah, we've got a really, really great shorthand, and I think we also demand a very high standard from what we do. We will challenge everything, each other, the play, the audience. Yeah, we go hard.
I think our stupids mix.
Our stupids mix quite well, yeah.
In the sense of like the things that we find funny, but also the things that we want to challenge, but also the way that we talk about how we want to get to places. I think that we take each other quite seriously as artists, but I don't think we ever lose the stupid, which is why I love working with Jess Arthur.
Ditto.
It's someone brave enough to do it. To me, that is so special because I know that I could never be as brave as Ray is in this play.
Oh, I disagree.
No.
I know what you mean. I know what you mean, but I think it's brave of you to even write this character. I know what you mean though. Yeah, there's something huge about her journey. Based on what you've written and also on my experience of first reading it is such a ride, this play. Like you come in and you are laughing, and then 2 seconds later you're questioning everything. And then by the end you leave and you just want to have a huge conversation with anyone else that saw it to unravel what you just saw. So I would love that to be the audience experience because I think it is on the page and I think it will be a whole nother level in person.
Yeah, I want people to have like a whiskey and like discuss things.
Dissect.
Yeah. And go, what do you think? What do you think? And get like passionate and like, this is what I caught, this is what I caught, this is what I saw. That's what I want people to go have a whiskey and a smoke.
Game Set Match is playing at Malthouse from the 1st of May.
Get your tickets, you don't want to miss it.